what do we have here, buddy?
We have a replica of a 1966 Shelby 427 Cobra SC.
All right. Now, why a replica?
Well, because they don't make them anymore. They haven't made them since 1966, and they only made 343 of them. And right now, to buy one of the originals will cost you between $500,000 and $750,000.
Is that right there?
Yep.
And what does something like this cost if you wanted one?
This you can buy as a basic kit and build it yourself, which is what we did. You can do it for as cheap as about $25,000 or $26,000.
Really?
Or you can get a little carried away like we did.
Okay. Now
this is about $59,000 in it right now.
Oh my God.
No.
Well, so what's the difference between driving this and driving the original? How would you...
The original was certainly more fine-tuned for racing. It's got different gearing in the rear end. The transmission is a little different. This is a street car. However, the company that makes these kits, Factory 5 Racing, over in Wareham, Massachusetts.
Oh man!
And they're just on the Cape. Anybody can go visit them. They do make a racing version of this. In fact, they have initiated an entire race season nationally using the race version of these cars. Quite a very successful race program going.
Interesting. Now, are they the only ones that have the license to kit these, or can anybody kit them?
No, anybody can really do a quote-unquote Cobra replica. They have what I feel, and I've researched all of them, the most spot-on body replication of the original 1966 Cobra.
Really?
Yeah, they took a 1966 Cobra and ran it through a CAD program and then came up with the body bucks and the body molds for these. So it is a spitting image.
What does it sit on? What's the chassis?
It is a 4-inch tubular frame chassis, exactly like Carroll Shelby's originals were. They were true to the original cars in their basic construction.
That is terrific. And so, when you drive this car, you know, when I think of a kit car, it doesn't seem like the engineering is really at the level it should be.
Mm-hmm.
How would you, what did you do and what do you get when you get a kit car that can bring it up to that kind of engineering?
There are add-ons that you can do. It's a choice that you make. Many of these cars run with a standard 5-liter Ford Mustang motor. This is a little bit bigger. This is a 427. Up until the end of last month, you could do what we've done right here. There are no emission controls on this engine. There are no smog pumps. This is as 1965/66 as you can make it.
Oh.
You cannot do that now with unless you run a brand new motor in it. You cannot do this because of the state's emission control laws. The variance ran out the end of last month, and we beat it by about 3 days.
So how many horsepower?
511 horsepower, 520 foot-pounds of torque.
Does it compare to anything else that's...
Not on this island.
Not on this island? No.
That I know of. My son's Corvette may be as quick, but that's really not the intent of this thing. The intent of this thing is just to sort of enjoy it as a driver. Programs, and we show up at a particular race course up in New Hampshire, and we take kids for a ride, and I'm told that you can't get the smiles off their faces for a week, and that's really what a lot of fun in this car is.
Oh my gosh, it's so true. So how did this all come about? I mean, you know, it's a lot of money.
This was on my wish list for many, many, many years. I felt it really wasn't much of a reality, and I had this wonderfully marvelous mother-in-law. I'm a guy that's blessed with a fabulous mother-in-law, and we talked a lot about the things that I was doing with my kids and for the family and everything else. And she kept bugging me to do something for myself, and it just wasn't a big priority at that point. The kids and the family were more important. Unfortunately, she passed away with a cancer. However, she left in her will a check for $23,000 made out to the company that makes this kit. She made this all possible for me, and I love her to death for it.